Fathergamer podcast.
Hey guys, and welcome to a very special episode of the Fathergamer podcast. I'm your host, Eric Gibbs, the Fathergamer, and by very special, I mean very late. Unfortunately, due to technical difficulties at both the studio and my own life, this episode kind of got put to the wayside. The good news is the segments still kind of hold their own, and it's a good example of things right before we hit E3. After this episode, we have lots of goodies. Lots of special episodes, lots of interviews for E3 2017. Those episodes will be up really soon. Probably the next week. We'll be peppering the cyberspace with these little tidbits of awesomeness. So first up, we're going to get into a little segment we did. It was with Matt from SENS about what to expect at E3, which some of it's kind of funny now. And it's also kind of some stories of previous E3s with Matt and I. So sit back, strap in, pop some popcorn, make a turkey leg, I don't know, whatever people do, and enjoy this episode of the Fathergamer podcast.
But yes, I am here on the Fathergamer podcast. It is me, Matt, the guy that's on SCNS and on Cinelinx, and everything else that their mother has produced ever. Thank you for having me.
Wow, everything. Yeah, and we're
a lot.
You can hear a lot of laughing in the background of Mike, so just stalk him like we've been asking.
The Silverhawks.
So we are going to go back into the belly of the beast. We're going to E3 2017, and this is our third go around with us two. You excited?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. What's really cool about E3? I mean, you've been with us along the way, the audience, and as well as Eric knows this, that every year it's so cool that we get a little bit more access every year. Like the first year, we were just like little does with our just staring in the headlights of an oncoming car. And all we got was one invite, and that was the Bethesda press conference. Then last year, you'll know that we got into two with Bethesda and Sony, and we'll get into it later, but this year we're in 4 press conferences. And we have a lot more access into the actual E3 event itself. And I don't know if it's because we're just like the big names on campus, or maybe it's because of the fact that they added the public this year, and maybe they're just trying to be good to press. I don't know, but regardless, I'm loving it and I'll take it.
It definitely feels like we leveled up, every time. And the thing that I really love is that we have made contacts. There's some people that I've talked to since right before E3, the first year that we went, that I talk to almost on a daily basis now. So it's great that we've made friends in the industry and just really got to see how everything works. And we're almost on an autopilot now. Like we just kind of know, okay, a few weeks before E3, we're going to get 5,000 emails.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We have to wade through them, and we get to bring you all the good stuff that we find along the way. And it's exciting. It's so exciting, and this year is exciting because we're technically getting a launch of a new system, and which is great. And I guess. Well, we kind of followed the Switch, but they didn't really have anything last year.
No, it was all about Legend of Zelda last year.
Which, by the way, was still one of the best booths I've ever seen in my life.
Absolutely incredible. Like nothing
Disney.
will ever trump that. Yeah.
No.
But before we get into it, I mean, you mentioned Project Scorpio and Microsoft, or at least you hinted at it. I do want to give a shout out to our editor-in-chief, Jordan, because he has been instrumental in getting us into most of these press conferences, emailing everybody that he has to, and just starting early to get us on waiting lists. And that's the reason why we've gotten into as much as we have. So, yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to him for that.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jordan. That's one of the things, though, a lot of people, and that's one of the things I want to do this year, is kind of give people a behind the scenes a little bit of how and what it takes to not only get to E3, but the things that you have to do when you're there. It's not like you get a pass and you get to go to everything.
Oh God, have you been recording and saving all of our conversations? Because
absolutely.
Oh God.
This time,
a lot of bad things in there.
Man, I can't go to the bathroom. Like, it's totally great stuff. I'm telling you.
Man, we should talk. We should have been recording it whenever we stayed in that hostel.
Oh, the first year? Oh,
yeah, the first year. That was great. Anyway, you were talking about can't go to the bathroom. That was totally a memory.
That was one of the. It was terrible and great at the same time. I remember we got into this hostel, and it's right. You can see the what's it called? Where all the homeless, the alley.
Yeah, you can see like an alley full of tents.
And it's just, I keep thinking Saints Row, but it's not. It's not what it's called.
No,
Skid Row. Skid Row.
That's it. Yeah.
Different. People run around hitting people with dildos, but actually, it's not much different.
yeah. I mean, you could totally see it, and we had like several altercations with people, and we got to watch a few like homeless people go crazy, and especially when we like had breakfast. Heck, I remember like we were like so lowly that first year that we went to the LA cafe, and we're sitting there and we're like, just having breakfast, enjoying ourselves, and we look across the street, and sure enough, there's Microsoft having like a party, and we weren't invited to. They were like getting rid of everything from last night, and I was like, oh no! And then suddenly some like random homeless guy comes up and steals a guy's bike, and it just like goes insane. And there's like a chair involved. Yeah, it definitely got WWE.
It was one of the greatest, like, most terrible things I've seen. Because the way I still love when the LA police officer pulled up and rolled down his window and said, "Hey, no," and then just drove off. And
did nothing. He just like, no, don't do that.
No, that's bad. Yeah, it's such a the day that we got in the hostel, I said I ended up quick timing my daughter. That was Skype. I was doing a Skype, and because she's fascinated by LA, especially at the time, LA and the whole like movie culture and all that kind of stuff. So I had the window up, and she's like, can I see? And I turned the thing, and she could hear the people at the bottom, and then this huge giant fight broke out over a hot dog below, and it was like even almost I swear it was a gunshot, and she was like, she's like, what's going on? I was like, oh, it's okay, honey, it's okay. I was like, closing the window. It was like, everything, Dad's gonna be okay. I was rocking myself back and forth.
Oh my God.
But
yeah, that was a fun time. That was kind of our we had to grow through that. That was our growth.
I got a weird rash from that room.
Oh, really? I didn't get anything.
Yeah,
probably because like I didn't sleep on the sheets.
Yeah, you kind of hovered. It was really weird. It was
I went full on Sabrina the Teenage Witch whenever she got her powers at 18. Yeah, or maybe 16.
It was really weird.
Yeah,
but
last year, man, that was fun. Staying at the LA Happy House.
Yes,
with our boy that I can't remember his name now. Is it
Rich.
Henry? Rich. It's Rich. Yeah, that guy was great.
You were way off.
I was close. I mean, come on, Henry. That's like rhymes.
We're gonna go with that was probably his nickname anyway. So
yeah, right. No, it was that was fun. Sure.
That was fun. That was a unique thing. And then we got to do the Korean barbecue, and like last year was great because, like you said, the year before we had all these appointments that the first year we're like, oh, we've got to take every appointment, and so we're learning. We're like getting to play Barbie the game, and
I overbooked y'all big time. Sorry about that.
That was we didn't know, and that was mind numbing. At one point because it was like, how many Kung Fu Panda games can you play? Apparently one, but it was a learning experience. We learned that we need more freedom, and I think last year we were really free. And so there's a happy medium, and I think we're learning that this year. Like, we have to schedule certain things.
Well, I want to disagree with you on that, because yes, the first year we were definitely overwhelmed. There was too many things that we had. We ended up just having to scrap like half the things.
Yeah.
And I remember that Oculus was the big deal that year, and we were like fortunate enough to be able to play it thanks to our friends over at CodeSync. But this past year, I will say that I enjoyed myself far more this past year than I did the year before.
Oh, absolutely.
And it was because we had more free time, and we got to play far more games. We got to do so many more things. And so I think we found that healthy medium by knowing that first day what our goal, or finding out that first day what our goals are. Like last year, our goal was, we're going to play Breath of the Wild. Well, we waited in line. We played Breath of the Wild, and we had a hell of a time. But then the next day, after surveying the area, it was, okay, I need to play and schedule all these PlayStation 4 games, everything from VR to whatever it is that they have. And so using the app, I scheduled it and I got into it. You were like, okay, I want to play Sea of Thieves. Okay, so you waited in line, did that.
3 hours.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, 3 hours. But the happy medium is going into it with a set plan. Don't necessarily go into it thinking, I need to be into everything, I need to get this and that, because then you're just going to fall into a horrible, horrible pit.
And
versus
this year,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. With people this year going for the first time, since they're letting people in, it's definitely something they need to follow as well, because we're going to get, like, as press, there's certain things we're going to get into that they're just not going to get into. But you need to pick one or two games, and that needs to be the ones you go after.
Absolutely. Yes, you definitely you have to know what it is that you want to play, and part of knowing is the press conferences that you watch beforehand, because they'll tell you what all they have on the game floor whenever they're displaying everything. But one thing that I've told everybody about going to E3, if you're a part of the public, it's like Eric says, there are certain things that the public will not be privy to that the press will be.
Yep.
But the other thing is that what you see on the floor is not actually E3. That's all just pomp and circumstance. All the meat and everything that you really want to experience is behind all the displays and all the amazingness that you see there. Because one thing that we didn't know about until like much later was that Breath of the Wild last year was being shown on the Nintendo Switch upstairs behind everything, and people were able to play it all that they wanted, and it was because they had an in with Nintendo.
Nice.
So if my advice to you, if you are going as a member of the public or what have you, or maybe you're just a new person going in as press, make as many contacts as possible, because you may not get into it this year, but you could get into it next year.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a very huge learning curve when you go to something like this, and take it from us, you really have to research it. Even if you're going in as a paid person this year, or as I've been reading with a lot of the insider stuff, normie. So
wait, it's called a what?
A normie.
A normie? If you're paid to go, or if you're public?
Public, sorry, the public. They're calling them normies, yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
I've actually seen the unclean a few times, but
I actually know a few normies or uncleans going this year. So
I do too, and I'm excited for them. I'm really excited. I'm curious to see something this year that I'm really curious to see those. How is it going to affect us doing our job? But also, how much fun are they going to have? Are they really going to be able to play much? Because it sounds like it's going to be pretty packed this year.
Yeah, and
it's already
especially, yeah, that's what I was about to say. You and I have experienced it. It's already packed every year, and that's just with press and people that are at least within the industry. Now you're going to include like thousands of more people. It's going to be damn right impossible to experience everything that you want to see. So yeah, going in with a plan is going to be instrumental. But one thing that is just all this reminded me of that I don't think I ever told you this, Eric, but my brother texted me, and anybody who knows me knows that I have very fun stories about my very colorful brother.
Just a few.
He messaged me. He said all he did, it wasn't like a hey bro, how are you doing? What's going on? What's happening in your life? No, it was get me into E3. That was it. And I'm like, well, I can try, but I don't really control registration, so I can't really promise you anything. And he's like, I don't care. Get me into E3. I will be your camera guy. Or I can be your celebrity guest. I'll be something. Just get me into E3. I'm like, got to be kidding me. So I think my brother's going to be trying to be one of those normies this year, getting into E3. And
well, he's going to hang out at Bethesda the entire time. That's
all he do. 100%.
Yeah. I absolutely love your brother, by the way. So I didn't have to
love him more.
Well, you had to grow up with him, so I'm sure you. So, because that's kind of our experience, we have to go to LA and hang out with your family some. And that was such a great experience too, being able to see that first year, being able to see outside of the convention center, and so we've had some great times, and we're definitely going to be covering everything E3 at Cinelinx, and on the shows on SCNS and on. What's that podcast? Oh yeah, the Fathergamer podcast. And we're gonna have a lot of fun this year.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. And what's also great is it's not just Eric and I this year. I've loved hanging out with Eric every single year doing this.
Right.
But now we've got you're awesome, man. You're my peanut butter to my jelly. Ooh, yeah. So I've enjoyed it very much, but now we actually get some help, and that's going to be really cool because we've got BC. You know him from SCNS and anything else that he does. It is what it is podcast. He's my partner on Nerd Interference, all of it. He's going to be joining us. He won't be in as many things, but he'll at least be there for EA. And then a good friend from Cinelinx, a guy who has been traveling the world, helping, creating movies, interviewing people, just being everywhere in the movie scene, is now moving over to the video game side of things, is Aaron Hunt. He's going to be joining us this time, and he's going to be really a big part of the E3 experience.
I'm really excited, actually, because it's like I kind of feel like the maestro taking him around. Is like this is how you do everything, and then actually that person generally dies after. So
I was going to say, are you trying to be Mickey right now?
But I'm really excited to have him aboard, and I think it's going to be fun. We'll have him, and I mean, if BC wants to come on before too, and hopefully Jordan, and we'll discuss like everything we're excited for on the next time we talk, and get geared up. I'm really pumped for this E3, so I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm really excited too. And there's one more thing that I want to make sure that everybody knows, that, like I said, we're going to be at almost every single press conference.
Right.
Aaron and I are going to be at EA Play Live on Saturday morning, and then or Saturday afternoon, depending on where you're at. We're all going to be at Microsoft. We're all going to be at Bethesda. You and me, Eric, are going to be at Ubisoft. We might even get into Sony. So there's so many things that we're going to have our hands in this year, and you're going to definitely want to keep it on Cinelinx.com, and everything that all of our social medias and everything that you have that you can connect to with us, because we are going to have it on every single avenue that we can. I'm going to bring back the thing I do every year. I'm going to bring back my stories of E3, my tales of E3, like I do every single year. After every single press conference, all of my experiences are going to be on Cinelinx.com. You're not going to want to miss anything that we have to offer.
Absolutely. So like you said, stay tuned to Cinelinx.com, and we'll be right back with some more awesomeness on the Fathergamer podcast.
At move the joystick.
I will add that as well in the
I
show.
just want to make sure I didn't say it.
That's true. You didn't say it yet until just now.
So next up, Aaron and I, and Aaron is amazing, by the way. Aaron went with us this year to E3, and he was amazing. He did some great articles. You can check them out at Cinelinks. He interviewed the Baby Driver guy. He was there for Destiny 2, and he did some great hands-on. Nino Cooney hands-on. Just a great guy. He's going to be throughout these episodes from here on out for E3. He and I are big fans of Twin Peaks. Yeah, it's a gaming show, but we, if you're really a big fan of the show, you know that we just kind of talk about whatever the hell we want to talk about. And right now, we want to talk about the first 4 episodes of Twin Peaks. So here we go.
So I'm here with Aaron Hunt from Cinelinks and other fames, and we're going to talk about the really trippy, crazy, wild, gut-wrenching, I don't know what, I cannot explain it, Twin Peaks, specifically episode 1 through 4 of the new series. So Aaron, what do you think so far?
Yeah, I mean, you hit it on the nose. I don't know. It's frustrating. It's crazy. It's funny sometimes. I don't know. It's hard to put into words, which is.
Well, you did put it into words. It was actually.
I tried.
Yeah, you reviewed it on Cinelinks, but it's. I haven't watched the show. Like I have issues with it. Okay, let me start off with.
Yeah.
Okay, Twin Peaks, when it first started, it was like 89, I believe, 88, something like that. I can't exactly remember, but I remember watching it with my grandma. My grandma was like the sweetest lady you'll ever meet. She wasn't really big into murder mysteries or anything like that, but for some reason, that weird ass show we gelled with. We would watch it every week, and it was the first thing I remember as a kid to being a real water cooler, like who killed Laura Palmer. Like it was a big deal. And that series, that season is, yes, it had its weird moments, but it was kind of straightforward. Like there were the weird moments of the Black Lodge, and of course, like the Log Lady and Agent, what's his name from X-Files, dressed up as a woman. I mean, it was like, it was Denise, and it was weird and it was fun, but it was like not like this. This is like a completely different show with the same characters.
It's totally different. Yeah. Like the original was accessible, and you had all these crazy, traumatic characters that you cared about that were kind of goofy, but this is just, I don't know why. I don't know how to explain it. Go ahead, sorry.
Well, it's kind of like just explaining, and we're going to get ahead a little bit on this. I mean, when you start off in the series, it's jarring. Like it's you're in filmmaking, and I went to film school, and so like we have a certain sensibility of how there's structure to filmmaking, and this thing kind of goes, okay, whatever. Like, you want to tell a story? Go ahead, fine. But there's a purpose. That's the weird thing, is there feels like a purpose. Like when it gets to episode 18, and if I don't feel like there was a purpose the entire time, I am going to be pissed. Like there will be something, but I still feel like it's isolated chaos, and I just don't understand it yet. I feel like a baby. Like, understand the world. This is so like more deep than it actually really probably is, but that's what I feel. Like it's crazy.
It is. I think I read a review. They said it was these first 4 episodes are just like a lot of table setting. Like a lot of it seems like, or maybe not. I don't know. It like seems like they're setting a lot up.
It feels like a prequel to the actual series.
Yeah,
that's kind of how it feels to me. Like and it's weird. Like the music is so isolated from the original. Like that the original score for the show is so iconic, and you barely hear the music in this. It's so weird. Like there's a scene in, I can't remember which episode it was. I think it's like 2 or 3. where you finally start hearing the music. They're inside the sheriff's station, and I heard it, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I feel like I was grasping at trying to feel the emotions from the original series.
Totally, yeah.
And I was like, "Oh yes, finally!" And I was like, and then it went away. I was like, "Where'd you go? You were my life raft." Like, I don't understand. Where did you go? And then Michael Cera shows up on a motorcycle, and I'm really confused.
Yeah.
That was just the weirdest, like, Marlon Brando scene in the middle of. I will. There's some spoilers, but I don't know how to spoil the show. Like, that's
I don't think you can really. I don't know.
No.
At this point, I mean, you can't.
I mean, there is a scene. I will say this: there is a scene that Michael Cera shows up doing his best Marlon Brando, and like circa like young Marlon Brando on the motorcycle, the rebel type thing, and it's just, and then the whole doppelganger thing. I don't know. I cannot explain it. I feel bad for you reviewing it.
Yeah, it's frustrating that way. I don't know. It like uses that, like you said, like it'll use the old music or like a flash of like an old character. Like I think Bobby, is it Bobby? No, wait, I mix up the name. The motorcycle guy from the old one.
Yeah, they show that on the episode 1. I think at the very end they show.
Oh, really? Yeah, like for like a second, and you're like, oh, and then it ends.
Yeah, it's him and.
So bad with the names.
I can't remember I think it's Donna.
Yeah, no, you're right, Donna.
And freaking Laura Palmer's in the Black Lodge. I mean, they brought all the actors back. I mean, granted, most of them weren't doing much.
Yeah.
But it's so weird to see them, like, I think Cheryl Finn is around some. She was Audrey, I believe.
Yeah.
And even Ray Wise, who I love that actor. He's always the devil for me. And forgot what the name of that show was, but the dad, he was Leland.
Yeah, I love Ray Wise.
But it was weird, and then they show the I cannot think of his name. He died last year. He was one of the FBI agents. I think he was like Decker or whatever, and some other stuff. And it was so cool to see all these actors and kind of see. It's kind of cool that they aged. And then there's Kyle MacLachlan, and he's getting sucked into Outlet, and you're just that's the thing. The special effects are like honestly shitty. I mean, they really are. And
they're really
it's just like that weird guy that was in the prison, and all of a sudden he just kind of like he fades away, but it looks like an old school like really B movie where they just kind of they drag the image over the frame.
Yeah. It's like really lo-fi. There's like that scene they keep doing. I think it's episode 3 where the whole trippy freaking space dream thing where he's like falling and it looks like he's like on a big piece of like black construction paper with like and they're just and it's kind of cool, but I don't know, it's just insane. I don't know.
I love the fact though that the first episode I watched it and I was about halfway through.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't know if I can do this. Like, I don't know if I'm in the right frame of mind. And I got up, got something to eat. I was going to sit back and watch some anime or something, which is trippy into itself. And then I said, okay, I'm going to finish it. Yeah. And then I watched all 4 episodes. And so I'm really confused why, like, I'm wondering if, like, 10 years down the line, I'm going to watch this and go, this is brilliant. Or, like, and as people that review stuff, we tend to think, how is the general public? Like, I guarantee you the general public's not going to like this. Like, there's no way.
Yeah, the whole time I was thinking, and I think you need to see the old series, even though, like, it's not going to help you put the plot together, but I don't know, you, like, need to know all these weird intricacies to sort of get what's going on or care enough, I guess.
Right.
It's going to be hard for... I really can't see anyone who hasn't seen the original series coming into this and liking it very much. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
It's so funny, though, to see like Showtime it was 2 years production for this. And to see Showtime's kind of like, well, okay, it's going to be like 8 episodes. Well, okay, it's going to be 10 episodes. Okay, it's going to be 18 episodes. They literally did no control over Lynch, is what it felt like, and that's probably that could be a good thing though. That could be something you don't see. It could also be the reason. It could also be a warning for why studios do have control sometimes too.
Totally, yeah.
By the time this is over, but I know. I mean, if you're willing, when the further episodes come out, because I do have this feeling that those first 4 were almost like a prequel to the rest of the season. Just the evolution to get there. I still don't understand the third doppelganger turning into a pearl. I don't understand that in the slightest.
Yeah.
I am sad too. Apparently they were going to bring David Bowie in from his Fire Walk with Me role.
Yeah, I think I heard. Yeah.
God, that sucks.
That would have been cool.
So if you're willing, we'll keep covering it and try to figure out this thing with you on the show. We should actually we'll probably be in E3 when the next one. I think we'll be in E3. I think when the next one comes out.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah,
so,
that'll be Sunday.
So maybe we'll sit around and watch it on someone's phone or something, and just sit there and just be, I don't know, confused and wander the streets of LA. I'm also thinking I'm going to have to get into therapy at some point because of it. So we'll have to monitor that and see how crazy I get. So
yeah, it's I don't know, it's weird. I don't know if Showtime's going to be happy with. I don't know. Lynch made it. I guess
it's kind of one of those things. Like, I'm excited to see what happens when you let David Lynch be David Lynch.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, again, like when I got to that Michael Cera scene, I was so confused, and I've got a pretty broad mind. Like, I'm pretty good at this kind of like, I love indie stuff. I love weird stuff. I mean, Eraserhead on type of stuff. I love weird stuff, but at the same time, watching this, I'm just like, when Cooper was throwing up that weird hairball thing.
Oh God, that whole
was
scene
so
is
gross,
insane. Like, and then they're like, when Evil Dale is driving, and I don't even know how to explain it, but he's driving, and then it keeps zooming in on like the freaking, what do you call it, the electrical socket in the car, and it's like as if it's supposed to just obviously mean something. I'm guessing like Dale was gonna come. I don't know. It sounds so weird talking about it. Was Dale like gonna come through that electrical socket? I don't know.
I think so. I think that was the whole thing. And then when he covered his mouth and did all that stuff, it reverted to the third one. Which did Evil Dale make that? The third one?
I don't know. Yeah, like the third Dale that's like has no arm and
then the speech sometimes how they speak in the show.
Yeah,
they always were kind of stunted and weird. But that scene where it's like the Indian sheriff guy and the receptionist lady and the other guy are sitting there looking through this stuff, and she's talking about eating the chocolate that was in the evidence.
Oh yeah, that was
so weird. The dialogue, it was so stunted that I was so confused because it just, and then all of a sudden, what's his name walks in and sees the picture of Laura Palmer and it just starts bawling, and it's the most uncomfortable cry that you've ever seen. Like it was like watching your dad cry. Like it was just a moment of you felt terrible.
I think this is funnier, I think, in retrospect.
Yeah,
like the whole Michael Cera monologue, I was just like, what the hell? I don't know. I think it's like a lot of this is funnier and more interesting to think about after the fact, maybe.
Yeah.
Than it
when
is.
When you're watching it, it's like an acid trip, kind of like I've had a lot of those. Trust me. It's when I buy the meth. It's very weird to be like, yeah, you're trying to comprehend it, and then afterwards the surreal, like, it's just so surreal and weird, and then it's just funny when you discuss it. It's like, when I get one of and I don't get it.
Yeah.
And you just want to go, I get it, and then you just like Michelangelo painting, like, and you don't really understand the deeper meaning in it, but there's got to be a deeper meaning because people say there is. So, but I liked it. So that's the thing is, ultimately, I liked it. I'm going to see more. And I'll get through this. I'll get through all 18, and we'll see how it goes. So, thank you, Aaron.
No problem.
Can people find you?
Where can people find me? Shoot, I guess on Cinelinks.com, just wandering around, or
just aimless.
What's that? Sorry.
Just aimlessly walking around Cinelinks.com.
I just walk. Yeah, I'm not a real person. I just
Okay.
Okay.
You're like Siri. Can they find you on the socials? On Twitter?
Yeah, Twitter. My Twitter is Aaron Cinelinks, AAR1 Cinelinks. That's where you can find.
And we'll do the rest of them. I'm excited. I am excited to see more. Thank you very much, Aaron.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you, Eric. Thanks for having me on.
No problem, man.
So Aaron, isn't he awesome? He's just flipping awesome. I loved watching him all through E3. He's just amazing guy, and I can't wait to see more from him. And we're gonna hopefully talk more about Twin Peaks in the coming months. But next up is a segment I did with the regular gang, talking about Injustice 2 and some of the stuff that's in our systems. And it's going to round off this show. So guys, thank you for listening. At the very end, I'll probably throw out all the business stuff that I need to throw out. But thank you guys. And here you go. We're going to talk Injustice. So with me today, we've got Kyle, Lachlan, Brook, and...
Kyle.
I said Kyle.
And more Kyle.
Oh, more Kyle?
Yeah.
Or are you alternate versions of Kyle?
And then multiple.
You can speak up.
A multiple, you asshole.
You're multiple assholes?
Yes, he has multiple assholes.
Which asshole color are you? Are you a red asshole, a blue
Magenta.
asshole?
He doesn't color match his butthole. If that's
we're going to go into Injustice. We're going to go into Injustice, but we were Brooke and I were talking about the all the different colors. Yeah, that too. We actually were. But it's funny how we went from all the different colors of the Green Lantern Corps
to fucking Skeletor.
No, it wasn't Skeletor. It was Evelyn and Evelyn and
Grimwald,
Tila.
Gremlin, or
no, not Grimwald. Whatever.
We were talking about him though.
Yeah, the one from the Masters Universe movie. It's
terrible.
The stuff that we
Shout
get
out
into.
to that movie that no one ever talks about.
Yes.
Shout out to my ruined childhood.
Oh no!
Not even
I remember though they had the. This is so off topic of what we were talking about. So who gives a cap?
It's Injustice.
Cap.
Who gives a cap?
Actually, Masters of the Universe, the comic is made by DC. So therefore,
There's a tie-in.
There is a tie-in. So let's go back around.
Oh my gosh, Skeletor could be a fucking character.
He could be.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, Skeletor.
If Swamp Thing is a character,
well, that's honestly that would be perfect. Like some of the characters in there, as long as it's not from the movie, we're good.
No, that's what we want.
We want
grade A movie magic.
I want Courtney Cox as a character from this 3. That would be great. That's I want Courtney Cox DLC. What kind of Green Lantern? What kind of lantern would she be, Courtney Cox?
I feel like she'd be
turd colored.
Wow.
Brown Lantern.
The Brown Lantern.
I don't know.
It's because she drinks so much coffee, always going to the damn coffee shop.
I feel like she'd be in the Black Lantern Corps because that movie killed my soul.
Oh.
But
that's true.
She could possibly. She'd possibly be in the what was the lavender one, the one that's Love.
Oh yeah, I can see her.
Because she's always trying to save her boyfriend or whatnot in that fucking movie.
So now that we've talked about Courtney Cox being a lantern, let's talk about Infamous. Because that seems like Injustice. Oh my god!
I'm ready for Infamous if we're gonna.
It's funny because this time, and everyone listening to this episode, there's a lot of stuff about E3 that you've already heard probably, and will continue to hear. But there's E3, like everyone's trying to figure out what's going on, and I did hear some stuff about inFAMOUS and what Spider-Man and all this. So anyway, Justice 2. Finally, we'll talk about it. Swamp Thing. Is he the best character of all time?
I haven't played him.
Really?
I played him once, and I was like, okay, his combos are interesting.
See, I love Swamp Thing.
I just
Like,
haven't played him yet, really.
the movie's great.
It was
It's
a great, except for
terrible, but it's great.
Except for what's her face's hair in that movie. I always loved the
You and
shit
hair.
out of me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I have curly hair, so every time I see shitty curly hair, it pisses me off.
She's entitled.
She is. Okay,
I have my pillow back.
they're throwing things. But anyway,
Thank you.
Lachlan,
Yes.
you've gotten to play much of it yet, or at all?
I've gotten to play some.
Because as
since
soon
I've
as it
gotten
came
back
out, you were the most excited, I think.
I had to leave town.
Yeah, the next day, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, it was the morning. It was the next morning.
Ah, that's so painful.
So that night,
Yeah.
I went into single player and was just like, all right, I just want to play some of the characters that I'm excited about, and then I have to go to bed because I'm leaving. I'm driving to California at 7:00 in the goddamn morning. So I got to play Harley Quinn, Cheetah, Joker, Dr. Fate, who's interesting. I don't think I'd ever play him, but he's cool. I did play Swamp Thing. And I can't remember the other people I played that night. I really liked Harley Quinn, so I played mostly her.
So we actually recorded something, and I feel bad, but things went down, and it never got posted. And so we had stuff that we were excited for this, and it still might get thrown at the end of this episode as kind of like a surprise. I don't know, extra thing. Yes, surprise ending. So happy ending. I don't know.
It's me naked.
Yes.
Ew.
That's no,
Nobody
not at all.
wants that.
So
Everyone wants that.
do you feel like? I mean, I haven't got to play much time with it or any time with it, other than the mobile version, which we'll get into in a minute. But it looks like it's an improvement over the last one, and the last one's amazing.
It's fucking great.
It's definitely an improvement. Like they added a bunch more. Like the gameplay is still really solid. Like the actual gameplay, it doesn't feel super different. Like some minor tweaks and improvements, but nothing groundbreaking. But it's like they added so many features to this game to make it like it's easier to play without like getting super good. So like some people it's more accessible to more casual people, that kind of thing.
I know as we get farther along in playing it, we'll probably talk about it next week. But so far, are there any surprises for you guys that you didn't? I mean, did we kind of know everything, or do you feel like there was some surprises?
I think a lot of the stuff that they talked about, things like the multiverse and the guild system and all those extra features, I think they ended up working a lot better than I expected them to.
So the guild system, since I haven't got to really play much, is that sort of like clan system?
In a way, it's you and some other people who join your guild. Y'all can fight and do objectives together, and y'all can get loot as a guild, or you can. You're basically trying to, as a guild, rank up to be the best guild out
around
there and fighting.
No one's ever to keep you down.
Challenges.
I'm singing that in my head.
You can do multiverses as a guild, like you and another
cool.
person can fight a boss together and help.
Oh, that's
each other.
cool.
Because believe me, I tried to fucking fight one on my own, and I got destroyed. With a capital fucking D.
With a capital fucking D, because that's the best.
Because Cheetah on roids is level 20, and Mega Power and some other shit was fucking ridiculous.
It looks like, I could tell you that it looks beautiful. That's as a DC fanboy too. I do like the fact that there's all these random costumes. I'm kind of hoping there was the 80, was it 89 early 90s Flash.
You're all over the place.
I am also. I'm just like the Flash. I'm like I travel back in time to get that thought. But yeah. So,
sure.
But speaking of costumes, they have the ability to get more stuff like and add and level up costumes and weapons and stuff.
Yeah,
I don't quite understand that. Does that affect a ton of the gameplay, or is it just kind of minor tweaks?
It gives your character attributes for strength, ability, defense, health. I think that's it. I feel like I'm losing
Strength, defense, health, and ability. Those are the 4.
Yeah, 4.
Yeah.
So you can get each different outfit. Say you have a helmet for Batman. It could be plus strength, plus defense, minus health and ability. But it's attribute points for your gear. You can make yourself stronger in areas effectively in others, and you want to build it based around the character. So if your character has, say, Firestorm, who I fucking hate, he's a great character, but his stupid ability, his Nova ability, is ridiculous. You want to base it around the ability because it makes your ability stronger.
Mm-hmm.
So you just want to base it around the character. So Superman, you want to build strength and defense for health or elite reasons.
Well,
same thing with grapple characters.
Well, the story looks really good from what I've seen, which is funny. Since I don't have a copy of the game, I decided to download the mobile version, especially since I just got a new phone. So I was like, actually, I'm at that point now when you get a new phone where I just I'll download everything because everything can work on my phone. So I downloaded the Infamous 2. I downloaded Infamous 2 on the phone. Injustice, yes.
You are really wanting Infamous as a game.
I really do. So I downloaded it.
Second Son was so good.
It was good. I need more platinums.
I forgot you did platinum that.
I did platinum that.
I'm so close to platinuming that. I need to do
I was kind of shocked. The graphics are amazing on the mobile. It's definitely one of the best.
That's pretty good for a mobile.
It is really good. And I was like, oh, this is good. This is cool. And after I played a little bit, all of a sudden the campaign, the story mode popped up. I was like, okay, this is going to be so diluted and not anything at all. And I started watching it. It was like this incredible, amazing long cutscene at the beginning. I was like, okay, well, this is cool.
It's not as HD as the PS4.
No, but then I told you about it, and you were like, whoa. That's the.
I didn't think it would be the same thing.
That's the same thing.
The fucking same opening.
It's the same story mode in the mobile version. So if you can't afford it, maybe
I don't know. I haven't played it all the way, but I don't know if it's diluted towards the end.
I'm pretty sure I could see where it would be, and it might be just one character. You can only play through as one character.
Probably, I don't know.
It's interesting. It is very interesting, and the gameplay is pretty good. It's still mobile. That's still not the greatest thing to play a fighter on. It's just kind of
awkward.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to even play just a game in general sometimes on a mobile, but much less something like that.
Candy Crush.
Yeah, well,
or Tetris. Fuck that game.
So I love Tetris.
I'm just good at it.
I'm just bad at it, and I don't give a shit.
But
I lose it.
But overall, you guys are liking it. We'll definitely be talking more about it as we get farther in. I know Mary's been playing it as well.
I'm pretty good at it. Whooped her ass.
That's what I was waiting to hear because I figured.
Oh, I whooped her ass, and I made her realize I whooped her ass.
But as we get to play a little bit more, we'll probably stream a little bit of it if you guys would like to do that and see. That might be fun.
Definitely.
And yell at it.
I feel like if I get on the community, I'm going to get destroyed, but I know I'm pretty good against friends.
Well, we friends, yeah, we probably might keep it among friends. Even Courtney Cox. See, I brought it around.
Top tier.
So we'll come back to Infamous.
Injustice.
Oh my God!
Eric. Do you need some coffee?
I do. I'm really tired. This is the problem is we and anyone who's listened to the show for the last several years, pre-E3, I start losing battery power. It's just every day. It's 300 emails in the morning when I wake up. So, trust me, by E3, it'll be like, hi, everybody, shut up. And that's pretty much the episodes from that point on. So
That's true.
it is true. So, we'll come back to Infamous. Thanks, guys.
Justin.
And the scary thing is, it was just the beginning of my mental break during Pre-E3 with the Injustice / Infamous thing. So, like I said, next up will be a What's in Your System.
Right.
So, I'm here with these guys, and we're going to talk about what's in our system, or what's in your system.
Drugs.
Apparently infamous too.
Apparently Infamous too. Holy crap, I'm so tired. Anyway, so, tired or not, we still play games, because we're gamers, and we're going to, yeah, we're going to talk.
Your dog's a cat.
He is. Shut up. Leave him alone.
So we're going to talk about what we've been playing. I'm going to start off because my stuff's more important, obviously.
Infamous 2.
I've been playing Infamous 2. No, I have not. I've been playing Injustice 2 on my mobile, which we already talked about. I've also been playing some other games on my mobile. One of which is Magikarp Jump. I'm a Pokemon fan, and this is an official game. So, by the way, I didn't know this. There are unofficial Pokemon games.
What's it called? I'm gonna get it.
Magikarp Jump. Be prepared. It is the first game that I fully feel like really explains.
Fucked over.
I did. It explains how life really is. So I get this Magikarp. You basically go into town. You catch a Magikarp. It's a freemium type game. All that kind of jazz. So you get your Magikarp, and apparently that's the only Pokemon you can freaking get. You can get Pikachu's to watch you. You can level it up to Gyarados, whatever, the Subway looking sounding name.
Gyaro? You mean?
Yeah. Anyway,
Wow.
you can level it up and all that kind of stuff. You put a lot of work into it. You're basically making it jump against another Pokemon, another Magikarp, and that's the whole thing. The whole town, all they do is raise Magikarps as you download it.
I wanted to know what it was.
And so it's okay, it's fine, whatever. But it's Tamagotchi essentially with your Magikarp.
Fuck! I have to re-download it because I chose Dutch.
Damn it! So you should play it in Dutch. Trust me, it'll be a lot more interesting. It will be interesting. So
Sprechen Sie dick.
Yes. So I'm like, okay, this is fine. I'm kind of having a little bit of fun with it, but at the same time, it's definitely aimed at it's not really skewed in my direction. And there's every so often these objectives come up, like, hey, there's a freaking Pokemon in a tree. Do this, try to jump and get it, or whatever. And a day and a half of training this fucking Magikarp. I said, okay, I'll do the objective, and a fucking Pidgeotto flies out, takes the Magikarp away. It's gone.
Oh my god!
Permanently gone.
It's so...
What the fuck?
I have a question about Mayor Carp. Why does he look like a hobo holding an iPad?
Because he
He
does.
looks like a hobo holding an iPad.
He does. It's very weird. The town, you kind of wonder
Hobby Town.
if some kind of chemical warfare went on in that area.
They smoked a lot of weed.
Oh yeah, there's just something going on. They're like, okay, you know what we're gonna do? We have all these Pokemon around. We're gonna make Magikarp jump. That's entirely what we're gonna do. And you know what? Fuck having any relationship with them, because we're gonna have yes, that's literally the game. Is she's looking at the loading image essentially, or the first stuff. But
I'm
yeah,
trying to skip through the dialogue.
I say if you're a Pokemon fan, the worst case scenario is you download it and you get some weird virus. But other than that, the other worst case scenario is you just play it and you don't like it.
It won't let me be it won't let me be a girl. I have to be a boy.
Yeah, what? So far I haven't even found.
Oh my gosh, I take offense.
I do. Where's the gender equality? I'm already talking to the
That's not
hobo
what
with the
we're talking-
iPad.
It's a game where you jump Magikarp.
And he just said Magikarp lose motivation. This
Yeah,
is like
they
too real for life right now.
Yeah. So on a side note, I have heard the creator. This is on the mobile game thing because that's what I've been playing. This kind of ties into it too. There's a new Crazy Taxi game out. That's for mobile as well. This is the third Crazy Taxi iteration on mobile, which I didn't even realize.
There's Crazy Taxi on mobile.
Yeah, there's the original.
Fucking know
there's
that.
the original Crazy Taxi, just like it was. It's a port, which I've had that on there. I've had that for years on my
I saw you yawn.
Apple devices. But there was another one. It was really weird. It was some cartoony thing. There's a new one where you're basically the boss of all the cab drivers, and you keep adding them to your thing. I was like, it's actually kind of fun. And I played a little bit of it, but I been doing some research for E3, and it turns out the guy who made Seaman, he's been working on. You know what that is, right?
Yes,
Seaman?
I know. It's in the nuts.
No, not that Seaman.
Yeah, they run the Navy.
Yes. Okay. I'm probably the only one who knows who this is then.
In the name.
There was a game on the Dreamcast where it was this fish-like character, it's almost Tamagotchi as well, and you raise it, and it was actually voiced by Leonard Nimoy. And
What
it was,
the fuck?
yeah,
I
it
don't
was,
know
and you would
this
talk
game.
to it. It was one of the first games you could. It was like Siri Lite, and it would say stuff as you talk to it, and you could feed it, and it has this weird
You know
humanoid face on it. It was crazy. The Dreamcast. That's why a lot of us from that time period really loved the Dreamcast, because there was this weird shit on the Dreamcast.
Yeah, that's true.
And
I think the first Tamagotchi game I ever played was My Little Douchebag on Adult Swim.
oh yeah,
That was a fun one.
that was.
I had Tamagotchi.
I had a
Dad threw it away
Tamagotchi.
because it kept waking everyone up.
I took.
Because it would beep.
I was working at Blockbuster when Tamagotchi came out, and I had one, and I was doing it all. I was like, they gotta feed me. I'm gonna die. You gotta feed me. Ma, I can't survive on my own. Like, fuck Tamagotchi. And I actually, at one point, took the Tamagotchi, went to the parking lot, and just threw it as far as I could. And it was just like, fuck you, Tamagotchi, because I couldn't take care of it anymore. And it was like a week later, I heard it. Like, off in the grass, and I went out there, and apparently nobody saw it, and it was still there. It was fine. It was dying, but because I didn't feed it. But I was like, okay, fine. And I still have it, actually.
Dad threw mine away because it kept waking everyone. Or, like, it was just noisy.
They will. They'll beep, beep. Yeah, it's stupid. Anyway.
Battle.
So, I'm kind of wondering, though, if that's where Sega's going to go with all their old franchises. Is a bunch of those...
Tamagotchi games?
Well, Tamagotchi or like mobile games. I'm thinking Siemens going to come out on. Why that sounded so wrong.
Like raise your own Sonic?
Yeah. Oh, wait. Well, they had the little blue creatures in Sonic Adventure you could raise. I forgot what they're called. Well, they had the Dreamcast. On the Dreamcast, they had the little VMUs and all that stuff. I can see them making. Yes, Sploogman. So we're gonna get off of that, and I haven't been playing that. So, anybody else been playing anything else? No Infamous 2? No.
I just started Little Nightmares.
Do you like it so far?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's pretty much... You
That's
started
pretty
Little
much all I
Nightmares.
can say right now.
We definitely will have a lot less to talk about what we've played in the next couple weeks, but... What have you been playing something, Brook?
Yeah, I've been playing the Story of Seasons, that Trio of Towns game. I finally got past the beginning and the tutorial, and I'm starting to understand it a bit more, and I'm liking it the more and more I play it versus like the old games, you know? Because when you start off and you create your character, you can choose traits like Tycoon or whatever, so you start off in the game with an advantage. So like if you choose Tycoon, you start off with $50,000, and like that helps a hell of a lot. Or like you start out with knowing everyone in the towns, you know, and it's easier to make money. It's easier to develop relationships. The gameplay is a little bit more complex. There's a lot of different... they bring back the animal system, you know, like how you can befriend animals. That was like in the... Oh, shit, which one was it? The Sunshine Island type thing? That was a long time ago.
You're looking at me like I know.
I know! Shut up! That was a long time ago. I'm just telling you.
Speaking of, since we were talking about mobile, have you played any of the like Harvest Moon or any of that stuff on mobile? Because I'm getting like, I think I have 20 emails about it right now.
To play it?
Yeah, to play it right now, and I'm just.
I mean,
yeah.
I haven't. I should probably try. I didn't even know they had mobile. Oh shit, I won. I didn't know they had any mobile things, but I mean, I guess I could try. I don't. The only things I've tried are the original ports for the DS, where, you know, like how they used to be on the Game Boy, and now they have them on the Nintendo store.
If you go back and listen to older shows, though, you can tell when I get a new phone. Like, you can totally tell because it's like, I'm playing like tons of Xbox. And then it's all of a sudden, I'm playing mobile games, and it lasts for like 2 or 3 months, and then we never talk about mobile games again. So, even though I have been playing Pokemon Go again, well, for the first time for me.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and Mike and I stopped somebody from having fun.
Oh.
Yeah, we went to the park, and usually there were tons of people there. Like this time last year. And we stopped at a Pokestop. We were in our car because we're lazy. And
That's fucking lazy as hell.
yeah.
They want you to play the mobile game, but it's $10.
What is it?
Oh, Harvest Moon.
Yeah.
But we stopped. I don't know if I've told you guys this story yet. So Mike's in the passenger seat. I'm at the Pokestop. I'm actually putting down a lure, and I look over and I see a guy in the passenger seat, and his head is like in ecstasy back, and I'm like, oh god,
Oh my gosh.
and I'm just like, I was like, oh god, Mike, and I kind of feel like I should when something goes on.
Someone getting head.
Oh, definitely, and I felt so bad because I do this thing with Mike that I was like, oh Mike shouldn't see stuff like this. Like, I don't know why I do that. I'm kind of protective. I was like, Mike, don't look over that direction. He's like, what? And of course, it's the first thing he does.
Look.
And he's like, he's craning his head. Our windows are kind of tinted in the van. Which, that sounds really creepy, too.
So they can't see the children you abduct.
So he's kind of looking back and forth. He's like, what are they, what's he doing? And I saw her head pop up.
Oh.
And they took off the quickest I've ever seen anyone take off from an area. She turned around. It looked like one of the owls in one of those videos. Like, oh, you look at the owl. It's scared. And it runs away. Like, it's just, things peeled out of there. And he's like, I think she was giving him a blowjob. And I was like, yeah. So our Pokemon fun stopped somebody else from getting Pokemon. So.
I remember when that first came out. I think it was like a couple days, and we were at home for the weekend or whatnot. And we were driving somewhere, and Kyle was like, oh, wait, hold on. Before we go home, this is the Pokestop right here. And we pull up, and I'm, like, sitting there embarrassed. I'm like, Kyle, this looks weird. We're sitting right outside this and it's the end of, like, the shopping mall where it's, like, dead over there. And I'm like, there's no one over here. And then we look up, and there's 2 guys standing directly under it. And I'm like, okay, maybe they're here for the Pokestop, too. And then I look over, and then there's, like, a car full of nerds in the next car over. All at this Pokestop.
You could get away with it a year ago, but now it's getting creepy when I park outside of the preschool.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, is there one?
Yeah, there's one right outside of the preschool.
I would never do it.
Like,
I would never.
My daughter was like, "What are you doing? No!" Like, I was like, "I have to catch this Charmander. I gotta level up my Charizard."
In a van.
Down by the river.
With tinted
Never
windows
Yes.
in front of a
Yes, I grasped the concept of that, but
Why don't you just open the door and sing that Candy
I
Band
hurt
song?
I got puppies in here, but I hurt my arm the other day, and I was in the ER, and they had it up in the sling, and I had that Poke thing, that little bracelet thing, and it'll glow, it'll buzz, and it'll glow green if there's a Pokemon around you. It'll glow yellow if there's a new Pokemon, or blue if it's a Pokestop. And it's so cheating. You just hit the button and it does it. Like, and so it doesn't always catch them, but trust me, I caught a lot of Pokemon that way. And yes, I will admit I was driving some of the time when I catch them. But I'm sitting there in super pain, and I'm hitting that button like it's life support. Because for some reason, that hospital is like rich with Pokemon. So,
Our old apartment was a spawn point, and I remember that's when the game first came out. And everyone's like, oh, we're going to go walking to find things. And I could literally sit on the couch and just catch things. And Kyle was pissed, because all he could catch were bugs.
Yeah, I was fucking youngster Joey.
He looked at
bug catcher.
And then he looked at mine, and he was like, how the fuck did you get a Scyther? And I was like, I was in the bathroom doing my makeup, and it just popped up.
That is the greatest thing.
I
just
got
like
Lapras, though. No.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That is the fun thing with Pokemon Go is like you're in a bathroom and you're just.
No, it was.
I'm gonna catch this Charles. Yeah, like why is always Charmander with me? But anyway, I love Charmander, but
it was a Tentacruel.
Yeah, well, I've had
You
more
like
than one
fire.
Tentacruel in a bathroom. But it's crazy.
Caught
I
that
mean,
in
the trend.
preschool. I'm just
It's
kidding.
crazy to see the trend with that though. How like it was incredible here in this town.
Oh my gosh!
in
Would
the
it
summer.
Would it not be funny to catch a tentacool or tentacruel in a freaking like Japanese restaurant?
That would be awesome.
Oh, I forgot.
Also, make me really hungry.
I forgot to tell you because I wasn't on the podcast at that point. But when we went to OniCon, the Galveston Con, we were walking along the seawall at night, and it was me, and our mom and Lindsay, who you've met before, and we were walking, and all of a sudden there's just a horde of people hauling ass down the seawall past us, and we're like, what the hell is going on? And this guy's running by, and he's like, there's a Lapras at the end of the pier! And I was like, what? And Lindsay is, of course, like, oh my god! And she looks at me, and she's like, is it okay? And I'm like, go! And then the funniest thing to me happened is it was an old couple, and I'm talking like they're in their 80s, and the woman is like beaning it, like running really hard, and the man is like, I'll catch up to you, Ethel! Go get your Lapras! Like, I was like,
They don't feed our family for weeks.
and then she was walking back to us, and I was like, did you get it? She's like, I got it!
Oh my god! Yeah,
It was
I
ridiculous.
was so sad to miss all that craze, but this will end our.
It would do better if they had the trading, the Pokemon.
Oh yeah,
That's
They
why I
just
stopped.
it's frustrating when you have like 8 billion Pidgeys.
And you're tired of turning them into candy. It just
Yeah.
it only soothes your murderous heart so much to turn them into
Oh, fuck
candy.
no.
The only
would make
reason-
them eat chicken.
Yes, the only reason I do it now is I'll say it.
Magikarp.
Yes, it'll make it jump and get taken away. Fuckers. Anyway,
I
so
hope that happens to yours.
oh god, that was so painful.
Don't be a dick. I'm training this poor little Magikarp.
So I
named
I
him-
have been playing other stuff. We'll get into it next week. I'm doing a little special on it with our show. Speaking of trends with Pokemon Go, I've been following the lifestyle that is the fidget spinner. Because it is a lifestyle. It is a choice. It is something that you have to give into it. You can't just go, I'm part-time fidget spinner. You have to be full-time. Like that's why the episodes haven't been out as often.
I'm gonna
because
take my pants off.
yeah, I know you do. So anyway, I have found online there, especially on mobile, there is a bunch of fidget spinner games, and so I've downloaded every one of them, and I'm playing them all. So I will give you the best rundown. Yeah, it's terrible. Like
Terrible.
I can't even finish the word bull. Like it's just terrible. Like it's just bad.
This guy just shadily approached me saying, boy, girl, you having fun training your Magikarp? No, I'm in the fucking park playing with my Pokemon.
Did he say boy or girl?
Yes, he said, oh shit, I just... Damn
Oh,
it!
it's like the old Showbiz Pizza thing where the animatronics would go, "Happy birthday, boy or girl." Like
He was like, boy, he just walked up super sketchy. Look, his shirt's all torn. He's gonna try and jack my... And look,
does he have a paddle?
my character's freaking out over here.
Why is he gonna paddle you? That's the thing I'm
He's
really.
gonna beat the shit out of me and steal my Magikarp.
Still not better than Pokemon Moon when freaking
He gave me
Professor
money.
Whatever
Oh yeah, out in
takes
the-
you in the middle
gave
of the
me money.
night.
So we'll definitely next week. You guys are in for a treat with the spinner thing. I'm so it's terrible actually, but it'll be fun. So stay tuned. We've got more to come, and thank you guys.
Oh man.
Yeah, exactly.
He gave me
Take my
money.
pants off.
Exactly. So we'll be right back. So definitely look forward to that exodus into the fidget spinner lifestyle. That's just it's amazing story I'm working on. It's terrible, but I can tell you this: that is one thing that I kept seeing at this year's E3. Everybody seemed to want to give away fidget spinners. It was just the weirdest thing. So, hey guys, I hope you could get through this episode. It's a little weird, a little humjoggered, but I just felt like we needed to get this one out. I didn't want it to let it beat me. So, guys, thank you for all your support. We put a little donation thing out right before E3. Stuff at home's been a little rough. We're working through some health issues here in my family, and it means a lot to me, all the support that you guys have given, and And during E3, I met countless fans. I was really surprised. It's always a shock to meet people and realize that they actually listen to this. That's one of the other reasons I wanted to make sure this got out. So, and from now on, I'm trying to make a really dedicated effort to get stuff out on a normal basis, and even if it means I stack some of the recordings so that stuff comes out and maybe a little late, but you'll get something at least every week. Guys, thank you for listening, and remember, you can find our stuff at cinlinks.com, iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play Music. Actually, iTunes now is Apple Podcasts or whatever. You can find us on Stitcher, and we're working on some other things. And you can also find our shows on YouTube. There's the audio, but we're working on other stuff and more content for YouTube. It's just we want to perfect this, and so far I don't feel like I have. But I do realize that there's a lot of you now, and that makes me really happy to realize that you guys see that we do work hard. That I do work really hard to get this show out when it does come out. So thank you guys. Thank you for listening. And as always, achieve greatness.